Today, we're gonna talk about the mental barriers that stop you from being consistent. What's going on, Queen? Welcome back to my channel. Today, we are gonna do something a little different. I know a lot of you out there are on your fitness journey already, but let's be real. Sometimes it can just feel like we are going in a circle. You start off strong, you commit to the first 3 days, and then something minor, let's say a minor inconvenience, happens and you're right back where you started. Now let me know if that sounds familiar. And it's not because you're lazy or you're unmotivated. It's not because you're making up justifications and excuses as to why you can't stay committed to a goal. There is so much more to that, and we're gonna break it down. They literally hold you back, but I'm gonna show you how to overcome them. Let's start with something that keeps a lot of us stuck. Guess what it is? Comfort. Comfort of the familiar. Change, unfortunately, is uncomfortable. And even when you know you need to push yourself, you stay where you are at because it is easier. Just think about it. How many times have you started something, wanted to try something new, but the old ways you are in stopped you from doing it? Because it's easier. It's more convenient. Like, if you're starting your fitness journey and you're trying to go to the gym for the very first time and you haven't been in a very, very long time, wouldn't you feel intimidated? This is something that would stop you, right? So tuning into your comfortability, that means you're not going. And you're gonna find every excuse not to go because of that fear. Or trying a new diet. That can be very overwhelming. You're saying that I have to restrict myself from all the things that I love in order to get where I'm trying to be, which is to look good. It's overwhelming. I feel you. It takes a lot of energy to change. It takes a lot of energy to keep these habits. It takes a lot of energy to feel disciplined and be disciplined. It's not about the excuses, the justifications we tell ourselves. It's about our mind seeking safety and predictability, because the fear of the unknown is scary, especially if you do not know if you can maintain it or trust yourself to maintain it. But guess what? The magic happens when you get uncomfortable. To get uncomfortable, you're gonna have to try new things to see if it sticks or not. And if it doesn't stick, you're gonna have to find a solution to make it work. Because if your goal is very important, depending on what your goals are in your fitness journey, you make it a priority to adapt to life. And to be honest, you can work at one thing at a time. You do not have to overhaul yourself into thinking that everything has to happen right now. Just start small, taking one little step out of your comfort zone. Maybe that's waking up at 5 a.m. once a week. Maybe that's going to the gym twice a week. Maybe that's actually spending an hour meal prepping for days ahead. The more you do it though, the more your comfort expands, and that's how you build a habit and create sustainability. Next up, the fear of failure. How many times have you thought to yourself, if I try this, I am going to fail? Sometimes just the thought of not reaching your goals is enough for you not to try at all. And maybe you have tried and you have failed before, and that sits with you. So we're gonna dive into the fear of failure. Here's the truth about fear of failure. Failure is not the end, and you do not even have to make it the end. Failure does not mean that you're not good enough, Queen. It just means you are learning. The whole advice behind the fear of failure is just to literally shift your mind to not fear it at all. Failure helps you grow. Failure helps you become better. And that's just the truth of it. The next mental barrier I want to talk about. This one is probably one I deal with a lot. Negative self-image, negative self-talk. This is where you talk really bad about yourself where you're at right now. You regret all the cookies you ate last week or for the past 3 months while you're in your depressive episode, right? Negative self-image can literally make or break you on your fitness journey. If you don't like what you see right now, do you think that when you lose your 50 to 100 pounds or whatever your weight loss goal is, do you think that you are going to be happy then? Pre-warn you, if you do not fix what's on the inside, you are never going to be happy no matter how much weight you lose. And that is just the reality of it. How do I know? Because I've literally done it. But here's the thing. Your body is literally changing every single day with every daily deposit you make into your fitness journey. And focusing on what you don't like is going to drain you mentally to where you will literally convince yourself to stay where you're at because actually doing the work is way too hard. So when we talk really bad about ourselves, it brings us down mentally and emotionally, and we convince ourselves in our mind that we cannot achieve what we're trying to do. So you give up. What if you actually started appreciating your body for what it did instead of what it looks like? Like every squat, every step you take, every time you're able to move your body, think of this as a win and do this in gratitude. Practice gratitude that your body is full functioning, that you can lift things, because I think that when you shift your mindset into one of gratitude, when you're on this fitness journey and you actually start loving internally your inside thoughts about yourself, this helps you immensely for sustainability and longevity. You're gonna literally shift your focus to, I don't look good enough, to like, I feel strong, I am capable, I am beautiful, I love the body I'm in. These positive affirmations are gonna take you further than you think, and your mind is literally gonna start convincing itself that these things you are saying are true, and in turn, your mind and your thoughts become things. Your actions in the actual real 3D world that we're physically in is going to align with what you're thinking. Next up, the all or nothing mindset. Oh my God, queen, are you a perfectionist? Do you feel like if you do not complete everything at 100%, it is not going to work? Girl, you are in a whole mental barrier, girl. If you spend your whole fitness journey, especially if you're someone who is yo-yo dieting and you think that because you were yo-yo dieting and you weren't perfect is why you haven't seen any results, one workout that you missed on your program, right? It becomes a whole week off because you are that ashamed of yourself. Self-love, positive affirmations is one of the strongest things you can do to combat this mental barrier. It is literally the most powerful tool in your fitness journey. This mindset is going to paralyze you and keep you stuck if you think that you have to be perfect all the time in order to achieve your goals. Here's the reality though. Progress isn't about perfection at all. It's literally about persistence. You have to understand that like life is literally happening. Life is happening for you. Life is happening for me. Life is happening for my dog. Life is happening all around us. Number one thing that I do in order to combat this all or nothing mindset, right? That world, that perfectionism that is like thrown into our face every day. When life is happening, you have to view it as white noise. You are gonna get so mentally strong in your journey to the point where like no minor inconvenience, no thought about perfectionism is going to stop you from actually doing what's needed to be done, because your why power is so strong that no matter, even if you mess up, you know in your head to give yourself grace, because grace is going to take you longer and further than if you were to stay in a mindset that everything has to be perfect. I am not perfect, but every single day I wake up, I make sure that I am present. I'm not worried about what I did last night, and I ain't got time to be worried about what's going on in the future. I'm present in the now. What happened, right? You have the power to choose how long you want to dwell on that, but the new day is the new day. And if you have to literally take advantage of that present moment, which means what can I do today to make sure that I'm showing up for myself better than I did yesterday? And that should be like the number one question to start your day. One off day is not going to erase any of your efforts. If you were to get a calendar of 30 days and see how long can you be consistent, right? And judge yourself off those 30 days. And let's say that you were consistent doing 100% everything, your workouts, your meals, your cardio, you know what I'm saying? Let's say only 5 days out the month. Next month, guess what your goal is? 6. All you have to do is become better every day, every month, every year. Find those loopholes, okay? It's about improving your processes to get you where you're trying to go. This all or nothing mindset is going to exhaust you because there is no such thing as perfect. I want you to repeat with me. There is no such thing as perfect. As long as you wake up the next day and you keep trying, as long as you're trying, that is all that matters because those days add up. Bottom line, get back on track tomorrow. There's no such thing as perfect. Get over it. So girl, in conclusion, there are a lot of mental barriers that can stop us from being consistent in our fitness journey. I think that the number one thing is that you're self-aware of them. And I've only went over a handful. There's a bunch more of mental barriers out there that I didn't even go over. I just literally touched on the top ones. This journey though, it's about having a level of self-awareness within yourself to understand these are the things that are blocking you. And once you have a level of self-awareness, it's literally just accepting that that's what it is. And you don't have to like put yourself into shame about it. Every single one of us literally goes through it. And once you figure out what you're struggling with and where the root cause of that is, there is a solution for everything, but you are gonna have to work at the solution. You are gonna have to work at everything that you're trying to do. There is no growth in staying comfortable. And getting uncomfortable is what keeps consistency. Focus on those internal things that you need to work on, those mental barriers that are stopping you from being consistent. You do not have to be perfect. You just keep going, no matter how many mistakes you make. You're going to take it one step at a time, get 1% better each week. How can you improve from last week? And when you feel stuck, remember, you are not alone. We are literally all in this together. I am in it with you. I am in the thick of it. I am learning just like you are, girl. So some of these were the barriers that I went through, and that, you know, depending on how deep rooted some of these mental barriers are, it is gonna take some time to break those bad habits and get over them. Because at the end of the day, you are a butterfly, my queen. You are literally evolving out of your cocoon. So embrace it. I hope all this advice helped you in your fitness journey. Jot some notes down, implement today. All right, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for all your support on everything that I'm trying to do here on this YouTube channel. I want to be a space for you to feel like you came and you learned something about yourself that you can apply to your journey, because I want us all to win. We literally all deserve to win. Life is already hard enough as it is, girl. And that's how I'm gonna end my clip, period. I'ma holla at you later.